Joining us now, Colorado Republican Congresswoman Lauren Boebert. So, Congresswoman Boebert, Secretary Noem says if you don't have good records, if you have lax vetting, big travel ban. What do you think?
I think this is absolutely amazing. Secretary Noem is absolutely right to ban immigration to every damn country who is bringing in these killers, leeches, and entitlement siphoners. They are absolutely taking advantage of the American taxpayer, and it's time that we put a stop to this. We need to look at all sorts of reform. We have a secure border because we have a true leader in the White House. President Trump has secured our border, but we have to make sure that people are being vetted, and there needs to be an absolute stop. If their government from these countries cannot do vetting to ensure that they are not sending criminals to our country, why should we have to do that and take them? She's absolutely right to put a stop to this. And this represents all of the Coloradans that are in my state who are demanding that their tax dollars actually go to something that provides affordability. She is speaking directly to my farmers, my ranchers, to my oil workers, to the moms who are struggling to feed their children, and their tax dollars are going to these people who come here and, again, siphon all of that money, and they are living off of us. We're paying for their health care, we're paying for their food, and it's time to stop. President Trump and this administration are finally going after the real issues and putting America first.
It is so crazy to even expect other countries to improve their vetting if we're not demanding it. The hope would be, as a consequence of Secretary Noem's decision, you would see a lot of these countries improve their best practices, actually get valid, verifiable systems in place. That would make the entire world a safer place instead of the United States being a dumping ground. And I did want to talk to you about this, Congresswoman, because Colorado really has been at the center of a lot of these immigration discussions. You were a sanctuary state under Governor Polis. Tren de Aragua took hold in some of the places in Aurora and elsewhere. And I'm curious, it's a blue state in a lot of ways, maybe a purple state in the upcoming gubernatorial election. But how are the swing voters who maybe don't normally align with MAGA principles or Republican principles seeing their lives impacted by some of these Trump policies on immigration?
Yes, well, you hit it right on, because we did have a huge problem and still do, but we had Tren de Aragua right there in Colorado. President Trump came and campaigned saying that he was going to get them out of our state. And ICE has done a great job so far, but also they aren't able to coordinate with our local law enforcement officers because of those sanctuary policies that have been put in place by Democrats. And I believe those swing voters are the same voters that I mentioned before, who are impacted by those who are coming in and just getting the entitlements that our country is offering them. And these are the same Americans also who watched in horror as we had two of our National Guard men that were shot in cold blood right here in our nation's capital. And, you know, this was an Afghan national. And just a couple of years ago, I was one of 16 members of Congress who voted against that reckless resettlement bill for Afghanis to come here. And this is exactly right. We have to vet, but if they're not going to do anything, and if they are going to send their worst, if they're going to send military-aged men, some who don't even speak English and didn't have any military ties, we saw the airplanes that were just being completely filled up, and they were all being shipped here. People are going to get killed. And unfortunately, that's what we were saying years ago when this passed. And I think that those swing voters see that. They see the tens of thousands of people just from that one resettlement bill that were brought in here, and tens of millions of other illegals who, as you said, were dumped into our country.
You mentioned the importance of this cooperation with local government. And when I saw the head of the police department in New Orleans come out and say that illegal immigration was a civil issue, it got my blood boiling, because it breaks that important chain of cooperation you were just discussing. How should Congress react to head of a major metropolitan police department saying, go find your lawyer if you don't like illegal immigration.
Well, Matt, I think Congress has already spoken here. We have laws on the books. 8 U.S.C. 1325 says that it's a federal misdemeanor to come into our country illegally. And if you're a repeat offender, well, then it's a federal felony. So the law is already there. And if the mayor, or if Chief Kirkland, is that her name? If she's not going to do her job to uphold the law and the Constitution and the oath that she took, well, then there needs to be punishment. And I applaud Governor Landry for the actions that he has taken for Louisiana. I mean, look, we're seeing murders, shootings on Bourbon Street. I think there was more than a dozen that were shot on Bourbon Street just recently. And she's saying that all of this is just civil and she doesn't have to do anything about it. She even said that they've been graduated out of that, having to deal.
Oh, how quaint.
Yes, just graduated.
Graduated out of enforcing federal criminal law
yes.
when we've been victimized by an invasion.
Correct.
Some in the left-wing media are freaking out over this new contract between us at OANN and YouTube TV.
It's dangerous that One American News is being platformed on such a large digital streaming pay TV provider. You're freaking out about the fact that people have choice. You know, like people can't be allowed to hear what they have to say. OAN is not the only channel on YouTube TV. There's like dozens of them. So if you don't like what's being said here, we hope you stay, but there's many other things going on in the world. This is how the left operates, Alicia. They operate in censorship. Mm-hmm. They don't believe in choice and letting people do their own homework. This is the way the authoritarian left works. They don't believe in choice because they don't like the fact that we don't live in the 1960s anymore with 3 networks and your local newspaper.
We have to respect freedom of the press, the First Amendment, free speech. Remember that.
I want to begin tonight by welcoming and thanking all of our new viewers on YouTube TV. Overnight, One American News welcomed a potential 9.4 million new viewers on YouTube TV. So on behalf of everyone here at OAN, welcome to One American News. We are incredibly excited to have you.
This will allow all YouTube TV subscribers to enjoy 16 hours of live news coverage every single day, as well as all of AWE's lifestyle, travel, and family programming, and it will be available in YouTube TV's baseline package. Now, the Vice President and Global Head of Media at YouTube, Justin Connolly, said this about it. Our goal has always been to provide our subscribers with a wide range of content, which is why we're excited to bring One American News to YouTube TV. This partnership gives One American News access to our growing audience, while also giving our subscribers even more choice when it comes to news and entertainment. And we, here at The Real Story, are extremely grateful for the opportunity to now reach a wider audience. And we're also grateful for the time you give us each and every single day. And we're excited for the future at this amazing network.